Much has been written about globalization today. It influences on various aspects of life in society, including religion. My name is Fateva Zaveta. I'm a student of 10B form of Gymnasium number 5, and I want to present you my research work, Orthodox Christian Morality in the Time of Globalization. The Russian Orthodox Church of the Moscow Patriarchate has published a draft of the document Economy in the Context of Globalization – Orthodox Ethical View that critically examines the process of globalization. Church officials say that globalization removes barriers to the spread of sin and vice. The Russian Church condemns westernization and dissemination of the Western cult of consumption, noting that the Western way of development is a road to nowhere. This document is very important because it shows that the Russian Orthodox Church advocates sovereignty and national identity. As one of the ways to solve the problems of modern society is to follow moral commandments that cannot be universal. A variety of people God created in the world reminds us that every nation has its task by the Creator, each valuable in the sight of the Lord, and everyone is able to contribute to the creation of our world, says the draft of the document. According to Patriarch Kirill, there may be different views on architecture, on art, on the political system, but there cannot appear different views on morality, because morality is not from man, it is given from above. And if, as some say, morality is the fruit of social development, I assure you that nothing would have been left from that morality a long time ago. In his view, values that have been created by people are changing with the development of society. Values created by God are eternal. What are these values or principles for living that are emphasized most strongly in the Bible? Respect all people, be honest, live a moral life, forgive others, don't be self-righteous, be generous with time and money. Unfortunately, not all people today observe the commandments. Many people in their everyday life ignore those values which form the basis of our civilization. It has been said, "Thou shalt not kill," and yet people kill and even justify killing. It has been said, "Thou shalt not commit adultery," and yet society has created an entire industry of promiscuity. The Church's most important task is to help the human person in his struggle against sin and the passions which destroy the person and lay waste to his soul. The secular worldview proceeds from the fact that the concept of sin has no right to exist. There is nothing sinful in itself. What is wrong is only the impingement by one person on the rights and freedoms of another person. And as regards personal morality, then each person is free to define the scale of moral values around which he can orientate himself. The Orthodox Church has been actively involved in the educational work with children. The experience of teaching in many Orthodox schools has shown that school children are extremely sensitive to the questions of spiritual and moral life and religious history. One of the examples of teaching values to the younger generation is the work of the Orthodox Gymnasium in the name of Serafim Sarovsky in Domodedovo. It was founded in 2000 and is now headed by Vladislav Gusar. The goals of Orthodox Gymnasium are formation in students an integral world outlook and spiritual values for centuries kept in Russia, and providing them with commonly adopted school scope of knowledge. For this, they use the orthodoxy as a basis for children's upbringing and rely on unity of school, family and church in the issues of education. Parents take part in all major activities of the gymnasium. This school year, 143 students are taught in gymnasium. Educational and mental activities of the gymnasium are to meet requirements imposed on graduates by our society and the state, which now experience deep ethic and social reforms and are based on rich Russian Orthodox traditions. Besides the basic component, the school curriculum includes the Word of God, Church Slavonic language, history of the Russia Orthodox Church, Latin, Greek, foreign languages. The gymnasium has a number of hobby clubs where children may find occupation to their liking. Every holiday occasion is marked with a theatrical performance in which children of different ages participate. In 2010, an Orthodox military patriotic club, the Maredovsky Squad, in the name of Count Vladimir the Brave, was formed. Its main goal is patriotic upbringing on the principles of orthodoxy, teaching morality to young students. Among the teachers are war veterans and army officers. Students practice martial arts, study Russian history, learn the fundamentals of Orthodox spiritual culture. They are taught on the principles of Christian philosophy and morality. Pilgrimage trips to spiritual and historic locations of our motherland are organized. Summer recreational camps help consolidate students. Today, the gymnasium is fully staffed with qualified teachers who mainly have a higher pedagogical education. They all believe that every generation is as close to God as every other, and they take responsibility for educating and bringing up highly moral citizens of Russia. In my opinion, globalization has negative influence on moral values and principles that are strongly emphasized in the Bible. People forget about these values and justify their sins. We can give a lot of examples: formation of casino centers, sluts, drinking alcohol, and so on. We need to control our behavior and observe commandments to save our civilization. That's why religious enlightenment is necessary to bring up highly moral values in our generations.